Well, I'm very honored and very happy to be here. There are very nice people here, and so far I had a great experience. Also, I met the conductor, Raymond, and he's such a nice person and a really inspiring musician. Also, the fact that this is actually an orchestra with a long tradition. It's nearing their 100th anniversary. So for me, this is very exciting, and I'm very, very honored to make a debut with this orchestra.
So I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about the difference between a chamber music performance as a musician and the experience of playing a concerto with a large orchestra.
Mm-hmm. Well, chamber music, it's very dear to me because actually it's fun. You get to travel with your friends. If you play with piano or with trio or quartet, you always have company with you. But also it's different kind of musicianship making. You always need to give a space for others to say something and be very fond musically of others, to let them speak and communicate. Whereas as a soloist, there is bigger focus on just yourself, and but there is another great thing in this, because there's so much energy on the stage with a large orchestra and audience, and something really special can happen between audience and performance. So I really like to be part of chamber music ensemble and to be as a soloist. I think they're two great experiences.
Well, that's wonderful, and I like what you say about the energy here, because that is one of the great advantages of being at a live performance. You can just feel that energy go through you with so many people concentrating on the same thing all at once. Well, I know your constant companion in all of your performances is, in fact, your violin. So can you tell us the story of your violin? It's kind of special, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very special to me, and I'm very glad that I get to play on this violin. It's made by Pietro Antonio della Costa in 1750s, and he actually also made Mozart's violin. So knowing this fact and knowing that Mozart went to his violin shop and tried all his violins, and picked one, I think, well, he might have tried mine as well, so Mozart might have played on my violin also. So this is a very nice effect to know while you are playing the instrument.
That just gives me goosebumps hearing you talk about it. All right, and does it have any special sound characteristics that you've noticed?
Well, I've noticed about these violins from 18th century that they all have a very precious sound, and they sound very different to violins that were made after. I don't know why, but I kind of, maybe it's the wood that matured over the years, so many years, and then they start sounding differently. But I noticed that while trying a lot of different violins from different periods, and I thought, well, if I choose a violin, it's definitely going to be an Italian from 18th century.
Well, it's got a really beautiful sound, and you play it very beautifully too.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm wondering, as you're up there with the symphony, playing a concerto like the Brahms Concerto, what do you experience as an artist? What is that like?
Well, I first of all, while the performance, I experienced the excitement, and that's actually what keeps me coming back to performing. And it's a special feeling that it's a little bit of, how do I say, it's not being nervous, but it's a positive way of being excited, and adrenaline.
Yeah. Adrenaline rush.
Adrenaline, yes. And that keeps, I think, all performers coming back to what they do. And so that's the first thing I experienced. But then also the the history of the piece and also the story of the composer's life. That's always very interesting to know and have in mind while you are performing this piece. It gives you an idea of a character and how to musically approach the piece.
So let's turn now to this specific piece that you're playing, the Brahms Violin Concerto, his only violin concerto. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the story of it?
Yeah, well, I believe he wrote this piece for his very good friend, Joachim, a violinist. And what is interesting about any of the pieces that Brahms wrote is that he kind of composed everything but not published anything before showing it to Clara Schumann, who was his muse. And maybe we don't know if they were lovers or not, and this is the great mystery of their relationship. But she needed to approve everything that he was writing, and just this fact that they were cooperating together so well and kind of had this amazing relationship that we are now wondering what it was.
And of course, Clara Schumann, a wonderful musician in her own right and a very talented soloist also.
Yeah. So to have influenced each other like this, I think it's a wonderful fact. And again, to think about that while you're performing makes it a special feeling.
Yeah. Well, I know that one of the most dramatic moments in any concerto tends to be the cadenza in the first movement, and this is certainly true for this particular piece. So tell us about which cadenza you chose to play and why.
I actually chose Joachim's cadenza. I found it most logical, actually. Although all other cadenzas are very nice as well, and there are many, about 20 of them. And I listened to all of them. I listened to the recording of my ex-teacher, Ruggero Ricci, who recorded all of the 20 cadenzas. And immediately when I heard Joachim's, I thought, well, it actually makes the most sense. Maybe because it was the first one that integrated with the concerto. So.
And you like to think that maybe they talked about it a little bit too.
Also, yes, because they were so close. So.
All right. Well, what else would you like people to know about the music when they listen to it?
Well, obviously we have a lot of different interpretation of every piece, but I think the most important is to just enjoy and know that everyone, all performers feel music differently, and this is a beautiful thing about being a performer, to say something new, to have your own saying, but actually to show how you experience the composer. So to know that, I think it's to keep this in mind while listening. It's great, and to know that actually it's not good to copy anyone's performance, that not even one performance is going to sound the same as the previous, as the one they heard before.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that helps music be set off from other art forms, is that it never is the same. You know, you look at the notes on the printed page, but that's not the art form. It only exists in time. Well, I guess I'd like to end by asking you to tell us just a little bit more about why you love this particular concerto so much.
Well, I must say that probably is because of just Brahms's life story. I like to read about their lives before I approach concertos, and it makes me live in their period, actually. And it's a bit of a mystery to me, his life. So I think I love it because of this, and also it's very. I love romantic period and end of 19th century, beginning of 20th century. That's I think that's that period. It's very dear to me, and kind of that's why I like this piece. But of course, I have also other composers that I'm crazy about.
I've noticed you have a very wide range of recordings too, so do you want to talk about a couple of the other composers that you particularly enjoy playing?
Yes, I really enjoy playing Bach and also Tchaikovsky, Concerto, Bartok, Prokofiev. So they're all very different style of music actually, but once you get into their style of writing and into their lifestyle, I think you can enjoy more and really get into their souls.
Okay, well, thank you for being here in Kalamazoo to share your music with us, and thank you for talking with us today.
Thanks.